This video is brought to you by Bantyo TCG.
What's up guys, Cardog here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the ST-22 Sakuyamon deck profile. And most of the cards that you can get in this deck, or that I'm using in this deck, you can get from this advanced deck, so you don't really need to go out to look for too many things. So if you're a new player, or if you're trying to get into the Sakuyamon build, this is a pretty good deck profile to check out. So yeah, let's get right into that profile. So for the Digitamas, we're running 4 copies of the Digimon. So this is the new Digitama from ST-22. So the ability is once per turn, when you use a option card with Onmyo Jutsu or a plugin trait, you can digivolve into a Digimon, Tamer, or Sakuyamon in its name from your hand. Reduce the cost by 3, so you'll be able to cheese some evolutions going through your chain faster. Since this you don't really have access to the plugin evolution plugin anymore, this is a really nice new way to just do that. So it's a more, I guess, fair way to go about it, since, you know, I guess they figure out the issues with the old plugin cards, and that's why they decided to revamp it. And yeah, this is one of the ways to do it, and it's a pretty consistent way to do it, because this is a Digitama, so you always have access to it as long as you hash this out. So for the level 6s, we are running 2 copies of the Sakuyamon Miko mode from ST-22. So this is a new card. It's pretty interesting to play. Its ability is on play and on evolution. You can use an option card with the Onmyo Jutsu or a plugin trait from your hand or underneath one of your Tamers without paying its cost. And then on all turns, whenever you use an option card or one of your security stack is removed, you can place one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP as the bottom security card and trash the top card of the security. So this is a neat way for removal, and the great thing is this ability works on both players' turns. So if they attack into you, you can use the ability as well. Of course, they're going to try to find a way to remove this. So yeah, we have a little bit of protection now, so it's pretty good. Alternatively, you can run 2 copies of the Sakuyamon from BD17. This one also lets you use options from your hand with a plugin name or a yellow option card that's 5 costs or less. So you can use this with your trainings and your scrambles where you can't with your Miko mode. But Miko mode lets you use the new SR option card. So that's the plus side. The Amethyst Medalla, you know, depends on what you like. This one is also 3 costs. This one is 4 costs to evolve, so kind of depends on what you like. But I do want to experiment with new cards, and yeah. This one also gives a little bit of protection, but yeah. So we're running 2 copies in my build for the 2 copies of the Miko mode in my build. Next, we're running 1 copy of the Sakuyamon from BT19. This is the one that is limited to 1. She's really good. So this one's on evolution, you can draw 2. Then you can use 1 single color option card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand without paying its cost. So you cannot use the Amethyst Mandala with this card because it's 6 cost. But you can use pretty much everything else in your that we're running. So not too bad. Obviously, if this card's not restricted, I probably run this at 3. But she is, so that's too bad. On your turn, when the option card is used with 2 costs or more, you can play a Kura Kitsune token, which is a 6k blocker. 6k yellow blocker, which is really nice. So yeah, this is like one of the best Sakuyamons. So we're running every out because we can. So next, we are running 1 copy of the Sakuyamon Ace from ST-22. So this one has Alliance, and it's on play, on evolution, and on attack. You're able to play a Kura Kitsune token, and then you can use 1 option with the Onmyo Jutsu or a plugin trait card from your hand or underneath one of your Tamers without paying its cost. So you're just going to be able to cheese some cards out, or cheese some tokens out, and then you'll be able to play options as well. And she's 6 cost to hard cast, so if you are kind of bricked, she is a card that you can cast for pretty cheap. Obviously, downside is she is an ace card, so if she gets removed, then you'll have to overflow. But again, we do have a little bit of protection now, so that's not too bad. All right, so next, let's move on to the last level 6 we're running. We're running 3 copies of the Sakuyamon X-Antibody. Great thing is she got reprinted in the advanced deck, so if you don't have access to her, you'll get them in the advanced deck as well. So her ability is on evolution, if a Sakuyamon or X-Antibody is in this card's source, you can play a Utka no Mitama token, which is a 9k DP card with Rush. And then on your turn, when any of your Digimon attacks, you can use one single color option card with 5 cards less from your hand without using its cost. And then if you did, one of your Digimon unsuspends. So she's a just pretty strong card. You can attack with her and use her options and stuff, so it's pretty good. And the new blue option gives jamming, so you don't really have to worry about crashing security. So yeah, it's nice. And then we are running 3 copies of the new Talmon. So this new Talmon is pretty interesting. On play on evolution, you can give one of your opponent's Digimon that they cannot activate their Digimon abilities, and they get minus 3k. So being able to evolution stun your opponent so they can activate their evolution abilities is pretty good. It just stops them from doing some shenanigans, or it makes it a little bit more annoying for them to do the shenanigans. And then on attack, you can use one of your option card with the Onmyo Jutsu or plugin trait from your hand or any of your Tamers without paying its cost. So yeah, card's just pretty decent. You can use it with Amethyst Mandala, so you'll be able to use it, get your plus, and then you can, if you have Digimon in your source, you can Digivolve into a Sakuyamon. So pretty solid overall. And then we're also running 3 copies of the Talmon from BT17. This Talmon's also really good. This one, it's on evolution. You can play an option card with plugin in this trait, or that's yellow from your hand with the cost reduced by 2. And all the yellow options we're running are true cost, so you can play them for free. And it's just a consistency booster, so it's pretty nice. So we're running 3 copies of those. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention the inherits. So this one's at the end of attack. If you have, you can trash one of your security cards, and then one of your Sakuyamon named cards unsuspends, so you can get extra attack with it. And then for this one, on attack, you can use a. So if you have a Sakuyamon named card, you can use one option card with plugin in its name, or a yellow trade card, and reduce the cost by 2. So this card just further lets you use your consistency boosters for free, and yeah, just good value. If you want to attack, you can use this. If you want to just get more options in your hand and just boost your consistency for some follow-up plays, you can use this instead. So both are really good. For level 4s, we're running 4 copies of the new Cubimon. So this new Cubimon lets you when moving and on evolution, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you can add a Renamon, Cubimon, or a Talmon, or a Sakuyamon, or a Rika, as well as a Onomi Jutsu, or normal Jutsu, or a plugin trait from among the of your hand. So this card just is another consistency booster. I think Bandai knew this deck had some problems with the deck ratio, because you really needed to run a lot of options for the deck to be good, and so that makes you cut out some cards, and so giving more cards that let you search for stuff just makes the deck a lot more consistent. So yeah, it's good, and its inherit is gives you barrier, which is really nice as well. So yeah, gives you a little bit more survivability against decks that try to kill you by battle. And then we're running 3 copies of the BT19 Cubimon. This is the one that lets you cheat out a Rika as long as they're one or less Tamers. So not much else to say about this one. And this one, inherit, also lets you, when you ever use an option card with 2 costs or more, you can give it minus 2000 DP. So it helps you kill floodgates. So 7 level 4s in total, 6 level 5s. Ratios are still kind of weird because you're running a lot of options, but yeah. So for the level 3s, we're running 2 copies of the new Renamon. This one is on moving, when moving and on play, you can ditch a card from your hand, and then from your trash, you can grab Onomi Jutsu or a plugin option card from your trash back to your hand. Keep in mind, it is a plugin trait, so not plugin name. So it does not work with the old stuff. But yeah, we're running 2 copies of those, and then we're running 4 copies of the BT17 Renamon. This one on play. Let's look at top 3. Grab the Cubimon, Talmon, Sakuyamon, as well as a Rika and a 2 cost or above option card. So helps you search for a lot of stuff. She's a really good searcher. And then we're also running 4 copies of the EX2 Renamon. This card's also really good. This one lets you look at top 4 and grab a card with Cubimon, Talmon, Sakuyamon, its name, as well as 1 Rika. So this one doesn't let you grab the options, but it does let you look at top 4, which is better sometimes. And then the Inherit, I also think is better. This one lets you gain more memory and whenever you use an option with 2 slots or more. So if you're using your consistency boosters for free, you're just getting a memory. So really, really good. All right, now let's move on to the. So that's all the Digimon running. We're running now. Moving on to the Tamers, we're running 1 copy of the new Rika. So this new Rika lets you start main phase as well as on play. You can place an option card with Omio Jutsu as well as a plugin trait from your hand underneath this Tamer, and you can draw 1 and gain 1 memory. So as you can see from the deck, a lot of the cards let you use cards from underneath your Tamers, and this is one of the ways that you can get the option cards underneath her. And then during your turn, whenever one of your Digimon with Renamon, Cubimon, Talmon, Sakuyamon and name attacks, you can suspend this Tamers, and then you can use a Omio Jutsu or a plugin trait card that with as high or lower cost as that Digimon level from this Tamer. So we're only running 1 copy because from what I play tested, I don't have too many of those in my hand. So if I have 2 of these out, I won't be able to fully utilize her just because I don't have enough of the plugins or the Omio Jutsus to put in every turn. I think if I have 1, it's enough. I can just put 1 in every turn and then just get the draw and the memory boost. So instead of running more copies of this Rika, I am running 4 copies of the Rika from BT19. This one's on play. Let's look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you can add a Renamon, Cubimon, Talmon, Sakuyamon, and 1 option card with plugin in its name among them to your hand. So this one just gives you a little bit more consistency. And then on your turn, whenever you use an option card with 2 costs or more, so you can suspend this Tamer to get memory. So she's good because you'll be able to. We're not running memory boost into this deck, so she kind of functions as a memory boost, except she also lets you get recurring memory as long as you use option cards. So I think she's pretty good. If you want to adjust the ratios, you want 2, 3, you definitely can. But yeah, this card's pretty alive early game. Like if you have nothing to do on your first turn, you can just start 1 down and it's fine as well. For example, if you did brick on the level 3s. But yeah, not bad. As you can see, there's lots of cards that can boost consistency in this deck, like the searching Renamons, and then we're also running 3 Rikas, so that's already 12, and then we're also running, you'll see later, but we're also running a lot of trainings, so that definitely helps. And the Cubimon also helps you search. So moving on to the option cards, we're running 3 copies of the high-speed plugin H. So in order to ignore the requirements, you have to have a Tamer on the board, and then the security effect is until the end of your turn, when your opponent's Digimon or Tamers cannot suspend, and then you can add this card to your hand. And then the main ability is you can link this card to one of your Digimon without paying its cost, and then one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can suspend until the end of turns. And then the regular link cost is just 2, and it gives you jamming. So how this card works is if you're playing this card using this cost, you can get the stun. If you're just paying 2 just to link it, then you just get the link and you won't get the stun. So it depends on if you're, for example, if you're low on memory for some reason, you can just link it to your stuff and attack. Most of the time you'll be playing these for free though, so you won't need to link, but it is a pretty interesting option to have. I think these cards are very good that can be used on other decks because you'll be able to just link it. And having the option to play either 3 costs or 2 costs, depending on what abilities you need, is really good. So yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting card. And then we're also running 3 copies of the offensive plugin V. So the security ability is you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP to your hand and add as a card to your hand. And then the main ability is you can link this to one of your Digimon with the plan's cost, and then you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as one of your Digimon. So not bad. And the end of turn ability is this Digimon may attack. So you'll be able to do all your stuff, and then at the end of turn, do a pseudo blitz. So card is pretty good. I was running these at 4 each, but I feel like it drops the consistency a little bit for my Digimon lineup because I had to cut out two of my cards in the lines. So I kind of decided to sacrifice one of each instead. And we do have the Renamon now, so you can fetch it back if you do need it. Like if you're all set up and you just need the plugins, you can just always hardcast this or move this out and then ditch a card to fetch it. So it's pretty good. And then we're also running 3 copies of the Amethyst Mandala. So this ability is, when this card is trashed from the security stack, you can activate this card's security ability. And the security ability is until end of turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 9,000. Combined with the 2,000, I think it does add up a lot. And then the other security ability is when this card's it activates while it's face up. So the ability is when one of your Renamon, Cubimon, Talmon, or Sakuyamon would leave the battle area, other than in battle, you can trash this card to have one of those Digimon not leave. And then the main ability is draw 1 and then move this to the bottom of the security stack. So this is the one ways you can use to have protection. So I think it's a pretty nifty new ability. There are some cards now in the game that lets your opponent directly target what card they want to trash. So I think that's used to combat these kind of mechanics. So it's a pretty interesting thing to, and pretty interesting mechanic moving forward, because there are a lot of cards in decks that can just slot itself face up in a security and be like a passive, give your stuff passive bonuses. So yeah, overall card's pretty good. I would like this card a lot more if it was 5 costs, but I kind of know why they had to do it. It will work too well with the old stuff, so yeah. All right, next for the level 2 cost cards, we're running 2 copies of Yellow Scramble. Just lets you grab cards back, and then also lets you evolve for cheaper. You know, this is kind of the evolution plugin fill-in slot. But yeah, this card works with Talmon and stuff, so pretty good. And we're also running 4 copies of the training just for consistency boost, evolve cheaper. That way, if you do lose your stack, you can go back up to level 6 a lot quicker, just because we have ways to cheat up using stuff like Veximon, as well as using your trainings and using the scrambles. So yeah, overall, this is the deck that I was playtesting with. I think overall, the deck is pretty fun. I do understand why they had to pivot away from the old style, just because it was getting kind of bonkers and they had to revamp it. Yeah. But overall, I think you can still use some of your old stuff. As you can see, half the deck, I guess almost half the deck is old Sakuyamon stuff. So there's still some synergy with it. So if you have the old deck, you can still upgrade it to the new one. But if you're a new player, picking up the advanced deck is definitely the way to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to build this deck, feel free to go to BandQTG and pick up anything you need from there. You guys can use coupon code CardAttacker, that's 0725 for 3% on checkout on all orders, including singles, sealed, other card games. You know, they have Lorcana and stuff there as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye!